Danielle Wicks.
Hey, Kate. How are you?
How are you?
Doing okay.
All right. Happy
Happy
Friday.
Friday.
I know, right? We made it through this week.
We did. First week of March, check.
Check, done, boom, right? This neon notebook project, check, almost check.
Yep.
So, oh my goodness. Well, we're here. Janice is here. Our viewers are here. We're going to have so much fun today, I think. We're
Yeah.
going to be doing some creative experimentation, I think, today. Danielle and I were talking a little bit before the show. So today, well, let me tell you what we're going to be doing. We're working with Danielle's neon notebook, which is going to be awesome. I took my inspiration from it. And as you folks know, we did this really great, the Tutti Fruity fruit beads. And Danielle, you got yours?
I have it. Yes.
Yeah, look at that. I'm going to grab another one of mine too. Look at how, I'm going to highlight you real quick while I grab mine. Look at how fun they are. Those check glass.
They're so cute.
Yeah. Did you like them, Danielle?
I love them. I've had this strand for a little bit and have not been able to cut it because I don't want to cut it up. I love it too much.
Right.
But I'm going to do it
No,
today.
I love it too. Well, we have, let me go back here. So you were saying you had some ideas, and I was saying I had some ideas. Can I share my screen? Do you want to see what
Mhm.
I've been doing?
Absolutely.
So one of the things I want to talk about today is what you do when you're not sure what to do, if that makes sense.
For sure.
Because I was having a lot of fun with this one, but I was struggling with, like, I couldn't gather my thoughts, kind of like right now. Right? I was having a
Oh,
little bit of trouble trying to figure out, like, do I like this? Do I like that? I feel like this background is a little dark, but I'll switch it up in a minute. So let me show you what I've worked on. And Danielle, maybe you can help me work this out. And then I'd love to see what you're thinking about, um,
sounds good.
if that's cool. So
Yeah.
I started this like last week, and I started thinking about like what Danielle inspires me to do. And it's always like earrings, right? Earrings, earrings, earrings. And brick stitch always inspires me with Danielle. So what I did was I used Neon Notebook and I made this hoop. I used our medium hoop like this. And if you have Neelay's companion box, he also has some hoops in there, right? So I haven't even really delved into that one yet. But I did some brick stitch and I did it across this way rather than like what I'm wearing here, rather than down, right? I did it across. And I loved the way this looked. I loved that I had a black stripe and a white stripe, and then I used my mix to kind of just go across. So I did a single brick stitch here, a single drop here, and then I did a 2 drop there. And I was like, "Great, I love these, but where's the fruit?" Right? So then I started to think, well, maybe I could put some drops down with the fruit. And this is where it all went literally to hell in a handbasket right here. I didn't love it. So I wanted to show you this before I actually took them out and got rid of them, because I love how this looks as a hoop.
I
right?
love that.
And the way I would wear it is I would come in, where's the one that doesn't have the earring? I would come in and I'd drop it from some chain or an ear wire or something, and it would just hang like this, which I love,
That's awesome.
right? I love it. And maybe I would do a little more picot around the sides or something like that. I don't know. But so I loved that. Pardon me. But I didn't, but there was no fruit, right? No fruit.
I think you're close though to getting the fruit. So what about a cascade chain with it, each little fruit jumping to it in a cluster coming down?
Like from the bottom
Yeah, and
here.
all you'd have to do is secure the top of a chain.
I was thinking that.
Well, I
That
see you
might
got the chain there.
right? That might be kind of cool. Maybe I'll that's a great see, that's why I had to have you on today, Danielle. That's actually not a bad idea. Because
Oh, I see
then
you've
I
got the
went
wire there.
right? I know I've got the wire. Then I went to well, because I'd first thought about also doing a bracelet, right? But I wanted it to be very Carolyn a la Carmen Miranda. Very, and that's why I put a headscarf on today. I thought that would help me process, right? So what I did next was because Carmen Miranda was also always wore bracelets, right? So I got a spool of our neon. We've got the great neon Ceylons, right? So I got the poinsettia, the one in poinsettia, though we have like, I could have also used like this super bright yellow or something, right? Like that. And I started to macrame. And I really loved, Danielle, I finally cut them, your strand with the check glass and those, what are these called? The glow, the moon glow. What are these guys?
Oh yeah, I think they call them mermaid glass.
Mermaid glass. That's right. The mermaid glass. And I really like them. And I thought, well, maybe I want to macrame. And I got your A dots and I started macrameing the fruit on the bottom and I put the mermaid glass on the top. And it looked like the dog's breakfast. It wasn't good. I didn't love it. You know, it's a little like this up here. It wasn't quite right. So I thought, well, maybe I'll streamline, which I liked a lot better, right? I got that neon and I just started it with a jump ring on this side. And I just started to do the flat macrame. And then I added all of the fruit on one side, which I kind of like,
I like that.
right? But I also thought maybe if I did it in a circle like this could also maybe be an earring. And with your idea, Danielle, of maybe having some chain that cascades down to add more fruit. I don't know. This still isn't quite where I want it to be. But I have some more ideas. So do you want to talk about maybe what you're thinking about?
Yeah, we were on the same brain length with bringing in the Ceylon.
I love it.
Wavelength. Brainwave,
I
with brain, you know
love
what I
it.
mean?
I do. I'm going to move you to the center here.
And so what I was thinking, this was the palette, a very simple. I
Right.
think that's chartreuse. I think it's going to
Right.
work. And I was going to go ahead and I started making the top part. This will be sort of like a button. I'm going to bring these together and then put fruit on all 4 strands, do some square knots, fruit on all 4 strands, bring back into square knots, do that all the way to the bottom, put a cluster at the bottom that can go through this little loop that will become a loop as soon as I make a
Oh,
loop.
I love it. And is it going to be an earring?
I was thinking bracelet, but it could
Bracelet.
be like
Okay.
anything really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, would you mind walking me through that? Do you want to actually do it?
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, I have not tried it, so we could all. I mean, it may
Yeah.
not work, but I
That's
mean,
right, because I'm
work.
also gonna try something here while you're trying that. Um, I'll switch you back to the side real quick,
Okay.
and I'll talk about what I'm going to make right here. You know what I felt Danielle was missing? Not missing, but I wanted some leaves,
Oh, yeah.
right? And so, do you remember back when we were doing the Christmas trees? Because I also felt I really wanted to make sure I got your 11/aughts in there. So I've got this really great palette that I dumped that
Oh,
this palette is really like all over the place now because I've had it on this tray. I've had it kind of everywhere, right? So
that's
so
a
this
creative having
mix is going all over. So I thought what I might do. So while you're doing some of that macrame, I'm going to make a few little wired components. And then I'm going to go back because I've got another idea. So I'm going to put you in the center right here while and I love how you use your macrame board for that.
I love this. This is fun.
And I'm going to make a few of these wired components here. So that's regular Ceylon, Danielle, is that right?
Right. Yes, just regular Ceylon. And then I cut a strand that this first one, let me get some links for you guys. The first one is a little shorter.
Mm-hmm.
And really what I do is I just make it so that I can go like wrap like a present around the board. And I'll show that in a second. But this is also in the video that I made for Monday.
Oh, nice.
So same technique, but this was 26 inches for the short one. And then I cut a super long one that was, let's see, almost 90 inches. So the one that's been used to make these knots here is 90 inches. And so what I did is I started with the short one and at the midpoint brought it onto the board.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I like to do is just flip the board over and kind of make it like a present. So you just cross here at the back. This is just to make it stay strong because if you're going to be pulling on one strand,
right,
you know, it loosens on you so easily. So if you kind of do something like that on one side, it's secured to the top and bottom, then you get a nice strong strand. I took the really long one, 90-inch one, and at the midpoint started making those type of knots, you know, the ones that are the in front, behind, to
right,
make hats.
right.
So
Yeah. So that's like it's like a lark's head or a scallop.
Yeah, exactly. Lark's head knots. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's all I've done now. And what I'm going to do here next is bring that into a loop. So I have to remove that all from the board and then bring these together. So like that. And I love how these knots can slide around too. And I'm going to secure this little thing that I've made to the board using a scrap piece.
Right.
So it'll just be like up here. So that's what I'm going to do next. And then we'll square knot a few times with the longer strand.
I love how we can just it really kind of lends itself, like all of these colors and all of these different things. I think they really lend themselves to some real, as my friend Cynthia Thornton likes to say, some creative explosion, right?
Yes, exactly.
I love it.
And the part I'm unsure about yet is how they're going to look when they're grouped into either 4 or more. You could string as many or as few,
right,
on each strand. And that kind of solves the problem of getting it over to become the knots, right?
Right. Right, exactly. That was I was having a little bit of an issue with that. But the inspiration or the words that I was thinking of when I was doing this was I wanted the piece to feel joyful. I wanted it to have like movement or layers, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So that's kind of what I was thinking, where my mind was kind of going.
And it's such a happy strand that Really can't go wrong, right?
Right. It is a happy strand for sure. I love it. Look at how nice that is. Look at how nice and neat that looks.
It's really fun. And make sure that I've got little hats showing on the right side there. These are the little knots that make the pretty scallop. This next one is a square knot. So I've changed the knot from here. I'm pretty sure I learned all these knots from watching your tutorials.
Wow. We really do a lot of macrame, that's for sure. And it's fun. I always like to think, when I'm not quite sure what to do, I like to fall back on macrame. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but adding a bit of thread and having that thread add some color always kind of inspires me for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And this one, I mean, I think there's still a way I could bring in some seed beaded charms by doing little, I was either thinking of putting some on a head pin and then just bringing them randomly into the piece after it's done.
Right. That's kind of what I was thinking too. Let me show you, because I really wanted to get your little seed beads in here. So let me show you what I'm going to move this center.
Oh my God, it's a pineapple.
So it's actually a lemon, but it's close. But yeah, it is kind of pineapple feeling, right? With the little
cute
lemon leaves and stuff. And I just came in and I wire wrapped it. It's not quite right yet. So I think I know how I'm going to change this other one. But I think making some of these little fruit charms with some seed bead action.
Oh my gosh. I know I see it as the leaves of a lemon.
Right. The leaf, but we could also, it's also pineapple-esque, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to make a few more of these charms and then let's see what happens. I'm going to put your macrame back on. Is that okay, Danielle?
Yeah. I'm about to cut the strand.
Okay. Do it. And I'll go ahead and I'm going to solo you right here.
These are so pretty.
They are pretty and they're so, they're so vintage.
They do have a vintage feeling.
Yeah.
They really do.
They're so vintage.
I'm going to put one on every strand and we'll just try that and see how it looks.
Yeah, and see how it looks. Yeah.
So there's one. And let's do one of these.
I love all these seed beads that you chose, Danielle.
Thank you.
They really lend themselves. I usually like at least one transparent in there somewhere, but I love all these saturated colors.
Yeah, the opaques are seem easier to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in patterns, because the goal for this really was to just go crazy and make a bunch of patterns.
Right, right. Well, I'm really excited. People can find the rest if we've scheduled some more tutorials, or you have a lot of this tutorials and the samples scheduled. Danielle made us a really nice grouping of all of the samples for Neon Notebook, and they're on the Neon Notebook product page. So you can see that, everything that she has kind of coming up.
Oh, yay.
Really fun. So thank you for doing that, Danielle.
Thank you. I've got it all scheduled now. So we've got stuff to look forward to, and we can click notify on it. And
yeah,
I love that. So I figured we should do it because it's something I really enjoy.
No, it's great.
Oh my God, it's working.
Oh, Danielle Wicks. That's my vision.
I figured that was what you were going to do. So I actually kind of thought I was copying you when I thought.
No, your vision is so much better.
But you said this last week, I thought. Like, so I couldn't remember now. I feel like you said something about macrame.
Well, the Danielle Wicks comes, see that? Look at that. That's what I was trying to do. And, so let me talk a little bit about collaboration and inspiration and stuff like that. I think it is so vital. Pardon me, because I'll be honest, I was struggling and I was trying to really talk it out with myself and with Danielle and with Miranda and trying to figure out, okay, how do we make this kind of come to fruition, literally fruition. And so I think having like some, I wouldn't call them false starts, but, keeping the pieces that you've put together kind of to the side so you can kind of compare and contrast and see where you're coming from and maybe kind of where you're going and chatting it over with the bead buddy, which is why I feel like these broadcasts, even when I'm here by myself and it's, you folks that are watching are my bead buddies, I think it really helps to kind of help you work out the idea, right? Yeah, to brainstorm together. What do you find, Danielle? What do you when you're having, though I can't imagine that you have any kind of creative block, but what's one of the things that you do?
Oh, I definitely have creative blocks. So it like just depends what I'm if I'm working with like seed beads, for example, I like to just try different shapes. So
Right.
if you're having like a block and you're working with like a new seed bead shape, just try a bunch of different stitches, like try right angle weave and then try herringbone with it, see if it works, try making a rope bracelet. And if none of that is working for you, then just switch up the materials for a little while.
Right.
Go back to them later.
That's what was really working for me, was switching up the materials, I think. I started first with that hoop, and while I love the way that hoop was looking, something wasn't quite right. And when you said, Danielle, oh, add a little cascade chain on the bottom, I was like, oh, of course that's what I want to do. So I think that's super helpful.
I love that idea because it'll look like it'll hang on a vine, kind of.
Right, exactly. So tell me what you're doing again here. So you've got 4 strands.
Yep. Yeah, the 2 main and then the 2 knotting ones.
Okay, gotcha. So it's that 2 center, 2 that you're knotting, and you're putting the fruit on all 4, but you're just keeping the 4 in the center and then macrameing around the sides.
Exactly. Yeah, it solves the problem of when you macrame, you get the thread showing on the side. Well, if you cover it up.
Yeah. So see, I'm going to go back to mine. Let's compare and contrast, because I think, so this one that I have here, it was close, but see how, like what Danielle is saying, how you see, since the tops of these fruit are kind of wide, see how it's showing some of the thread there. It just didn't look polished, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't mind it, but I don't love it, right? But this, when we look at this, look at how that's clustering. That's what we're looking for, is cluster.
And I was worried they wouldn't layer properly. I am kind of being a little bit intentional with the direction of the bananas.
Right.
Because if they're facing upward, they're going to cluster a little easier, is my guess. But
right
there, it's working.
And so how many knots did you put in between those, Danielle?
4? 6 knots. So that's 3 on each side.
Gotcha.
Which kind of, because I think if we look at it from the back, there's a lot of space between the.
Mm-hmm. Right
I'm
between
seeing a little thread there at the top as well. So it needs some air between the clusters is what I'm
Right,
thinking.
right.
So 6 of these in total.
I like that. So let me show you. I'm going to put mine back to the center here. And I want to show you what I've got going on. So now with the little orange, I'm making like a little orange blossom. And we're going to put a few on there. And I've got 5 little petals here. I'm going to bring that little petal around. I don't know, it's kind of hard to see. I'm going to bring that little petal around and I'm going to make a twist. So now I've got these little petals, like this little flower kind of thing that I'm going to pull together. I'm going to pull these 2 wires together like this and do another wire wrap. Okay. Now, Danielle, Carolyn has a question.
Sure.
That says, how many strands of Ceylon are you using? 2 long ones.
Yeah, 2, and one of them is quite long. The one I'm doing the knotting with, 90 inches. That's how much I started with. Now, I'm probably going to have extra, but I hate running out, so I went crazy.
Right.
But for this one, we only had to cut this one as 26 inches.
Right.
And then at the midpoint of this strand, you just do a series of 13 of these lark's knots, also starting with the midpoint of that 90-inch strand. So basically, I identified the midpoint of the 26-inch strand.
Gotcha.
And then took the midpoint of the 90-inch one and brought it under as a loop, ends through it to the midpoint, pulled that first lark's knot up, and then started going over, under, through, over, under, over, through, over, under, through, under, over, through, until I had a total of 13 of those little cute scallopy things.
Right. Very nice.
And that's it. And then you just bring the 26-inch strand together, which is the one these knots will be on, bring it together and use the ones you were doing the hat knots with to do a square knot.
A square knot, right.
And I did 4 square knots here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then started adding a fruit to every single strand.
Right.
And then when you start the next set of square knots, which I did 6 in between each of the clusters, it pulls them together and bunches them up like that.
I love it. Very nice.
And I think somebody in the chat said bubble, something about bubbling.
Right.
Bubble cluster.
Yeah, that's kind of what you're doing there.
Yeah. So that's another classic answer to the question that you had earlier about when you're kind of stuck for what to do.
Right.
Try stuff that you've done before with different beads.
Right. That makes sense. So here's my little orange blossom. So now I've got an orange blossom. I've got some leaves with my fruit, my lemon. So I'm going to wrap a couple more, and then I have an idea, because I really want these to be earrings. I love how, and you could also do that with that, Danielle. What you've got there is that little loop at the top could be a loop through an ear wire, a little smaller.
Oh, yeah.
And then you could make a couple of clusters and then do a little bit of dangling or something on the bottom with a little bit of fringe or your seed beads or something. But I think as a bracelet, that is so right on.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's going to be, earrings will be so cool.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good idea. And if I have any extras, maybe I can do that.
Maybe.
This seems like it's going to consume the strand, though.
Yeah, I think it will. Yeah. Lisa's asking, can you crochet with Ceylon? And the answer to that is 100% yes. It's great to crochet with. For sure. So while you're doing that, let me show you again how I'm going to, because I'm refining my technique. I'm getting better. Let me get this on the bottom. So there are my other little vintage looking guys. So there's my banana. And
No.
this is kind of a longer piece of thread, or this is 26 gauge wire that I'm using. So this is probably a little too much, but this is like, I would cut like maybe 8 inches, maybe 10 inches. It just depends on how many little flowers and stuff you're going to do. So what I'm doing here is I'm coming in and I'm going to go to the center of that with the banana right there. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to kind of twist it together. So see how it's just kind of sitting on the bottom of that wire. So now what I'm going to do, what color, I don't know what color banana flowers are, but I'm going to call them purple. And you have kind of these two-tone seed beads. So I'm going to make this little like flower cluster or whatever, kind of two-tone.
I love that.
Yeah, I think it'll make it look nice. And how many have I put on? I'll tell you. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I've got 10 of these. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom here where it's by the banana. I'm going to make a loop. I'm going to try and catch all of those. All of a sudden, my fingers feel giant. I'm going to come in like that, give myself a little bit of extra room. See, there's my loop. I'm going to grab it and I'm going to twist. And I'm going to twist it up like that until it's nice and tight and there's a little loop there. Okay. Now, as I fill in with my loops, I'm going to do another one. And this, Farina, this is 26 gauge. I wanted my wire to have some, a little bit of heft to it, you know, but not so thin. You could use 28, but I think 26 strikes the right balance. So now I'm going to make another loop. Here, I'm going to bring it in and I'm going to twist like that. And I'm going to make another one. So see what I've got there. While I do that one, I'm going to bring you to the center right there. Look at that's coming along, Danielle.
You like it?
I do. I'm kind of obsessed with it. I'm going to have to, I'm cutting all my mess up.
No.
Well, these little things that I'm making will stay, but all of my unfortunate incidents will.
I have a destruct pile.
Yeah.
As well. I consider it it's the R&D pile.
Yeah, no, exactly. And there's nothing wrong with testing things out and see how things work, right? There's nothing wrong with that in the least.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm going to come in. I've got my beads on here finally. I'm going to give it another twist. I'm going to get it a little tighter. Twist them. So I've got like 3 little flower petals here. What I also have, I've got my kind of my 2 wire strands. So I'm going to start to bring those up. I think maybe I only want like 3 little petals on the top of this banana. Look at how cute that looks right there.
Oh.
So now I'll bring my strands, my wire strands. The good thing about using 26 gauge is I can come in, I'll make that little bend right there with my flat plier, and I can wire wrap these as if they were one wire, right? So here, up and over, down and under, and I'm treating these both like they're one wire. And then I'm wire wrapping everything back down. Yeah, this is the best one I've done so far. So see how I've got that nice little wire at the top. And I'm going to cut away the extra right here. Danielle, question, do you think that one strand will be enough for that bracelet?
I think we're going to find out. So
Yeah.
here's what I've got left so far.
And you could always make the macrame knots in between a little bit longer.
Yes. Yeah. I might find wishing I've done that. But,
you know, again, all in research and development, right?
Exactly. Yeah. We'll see if it needs a little more, then maybe do 9 knots or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to do a strawberry right here. I love the little strawberries.
They're so cute.
I'm cutting these up. This is going. Well, this one will go. I'll keep this one like this, but this one right here, this one's going. Don't be afraid. Cut it up. Because these banana beads, the bananas, I think, are so funny. And
they're really cool.
Yeah.
I like them a lot.
I'm going to wire wrap just a couple more, and then I'm thinking about how I'm going to put them on as an earring. So there are those. So Janice is saying here, you can glue the ends of your seal-on so it will continue to go through your bead holes, make those little glue needles.
Yeah, I wish I had done that.
Yeah, those are always, but you know what I find when I'm stringing that? I also find that if I cut it at a slight angle, my seal-on at a slight angle, instead of blunt, it works out pretty well. Give myself just a touch of an angle cut. That's what I was doing when I was macrameing.
Yeah, the angle definitely is the way to go.
Kind of helps it a little bit. So I'm going to put this back in here, and I'm going to go kind of towards the center. I'll give that another twist. I think the flower on this one, I'm going to make a pink flower or a pink little petals or something, because you've got 2 colors of the pink. So I'm going to kind of mix these up here. Let me grab them, and then I'll get back into frame, and then we'll check in with Danielle. This is kind of a fun way of working this. Thanks for being game, Danielle, to do this.
Oh, yeah. I'm always excited to sit and play with beads.
Here's my little pink. So let me bring that petal around. I'll bring it so the bottom of the petal meets, and I'll twist it together. And then I have enough to do one more here. So I'll get my little pink ones. I also tried using the 8/0 that you did, Danielle, but for some reason I felt like the 8/0 were almost too big. Do you ever feel that?
Yeah, they have their places where they're really needed. And then like they look great as weight and fringe.
Right.
For this particular box.
Right. But I felt like the 11s were just the perfect size. Because you can also really shade. So look at how I'm shading that with the with these, the little colors. And Janice is saying here, these are nice little elements for bead embroidery. I guess bead embroidery really is kind of infiltrating everything I'm doing right now. You're a trendsetter. It really is funny. So look at that. Look at how cute those little precious elements are on the top. I'm putting you back to the center here, Danielle. That's really coming along. Yes, this is exactly right.
It's pretty cool. It's working out.
It. So what are you thinking about? I don't want to push you too far along, but what are you thinking about closure?
I was just going to do a button, but I
Yeah.
was wondering if I have leftover fruit, if it could become like a little cluster button.
Right,
So putting a bunch of them at the end, then bringing the two cords that those are on back up and square knotting over them.
right,
And then, you could just put the fruit through the loop when you're
right.
wearing
That would
it. It
be
would just
really
like
cute.
kinda hang there. That's
Right.
in theory going to work, but I won't know until.
Until you have an and 2, you wanna make sure you have enough, but any kind of button, we've got what would be really cool? Hey, Miranda, would you look at our check glass buttons
Mhm.
and pull a few of the smaller ones? I think a check glass button would
Yeah,
look
like a glass button.
kind of amazing. It would really put in um, kind of a vintage flair to it. So look, here's that little cascading, the little strawberry.
Oh, look
Um,
at that.
oh, darling. I'll close this up. Oh, thank you. Margaret, last night my mom came with me to Art Hop. We had such a fun time. It was Art Hop time at my studio. And I also sometimes it was busy. I sold some work. It was great. I had these little embroidered pins that I'd been working on that are old-fashioned shoes. So I did put some up on my Instagram. I think there's only 3 of them left. Because I thought, well, since I'm selling at Art Hop, I'll put some on my Insta. So thank you, those of you who snatched some up. Um, and I like all of these. I'm just going to show all of these.
All right.
Who snatched some up. I still have, so you can check on my Insta if you want to see what I've got going on there. But it was really fun. My mom was making some things as well. We met some really fun, some younger people, some youth came through. We were talking about sewing. Amanda's partner Jojo, she was there, and Amanda. What's your name?
No.
Sorry.
Man, that hasn't happened in like a
That
year.
hasn't happened in like a year, but you were calling me Caitlin, so I guess maybe that's what I was doing. So Miranda's partner Jojo was there, and she was working on her sewing machines. So it was really a kind of a fun, creative night. So if you're ever in Fresno and the first Thursday, that's when Art Hop goes on, and it's really super fun. We'll be back next month for sure. Oh yeah, look at how cute
Oh,
those
wow.
are doing. So what I have here so far is I have these little precious kind of things happening here. And Miranda brought me some buttons. And Danielle, you can choose and I can send you one too. But
Oh my goodness, so pretty.
this might look good. I don't know.
They all look
Any
good.
of these would
The
look.
infinity flower, just because of the size,
This one, that small one.
the blue and purpley one.
Oh,
the
yeah.
small one.
This one.
But I also like the plain white just to match.
Yeah, just the clear daisy is also really good. Right? So these
Clear
are
one is pretty.
all under our check glass buttons. And I think they would look terrific. Yeah, that clear one, actually, Miranda. Look at that. Look at that daisy.
Oh, wow. It looks like ice in one
Yeah,
of those really yummy drinks.
it's really good,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think it looks great.
I might have some buttons laying around here somewhere.
Right. I'm going to get a head pin. And I'm going to get one of our dot head pins. If I have one sitting here, let me see. Antique copper, antique brass. I wanted the gold. Let me see what I have. Dot, antique silver. dot brass. Well, if I don't have a dot, I'll just use a gold one. It doesn't really matter. Do we have any sitting over? Oh, here, I've got a dot one. I knew I did. I don't know why I wanted the dot, but I did.
It's the cutest.
It is so cute.
I love that.
So I'm going to come in and I am going to get one of I'm going to put a little pop of color. Let me see if I can get this on the bottom. A little pop of color on the bottom with that seed bead. Then, and this might be wrong, I'm not sure, but here's one of those mermaid glass. Here's the banana. So I need to get the banana to be a little taller. So let me get another mermaid glass. Where did they all go? Or even one of your fire polish that was on that strand.
Yeah, that would work.
I'm going to put that on. I'm going to put this on. And the strawberry. And the banana. That little cluster. Then I'm going to put another one of those rounds. Does your table, look at how Danielle's are all neat and mine are like all over the place. But,
Oh, no, it's not. I'll show you the rest of it.
well,
Yeah, it's not neat. It's neat for this little square.
right. So here, look at my little clusters. I feel like I need one more. See how I've got a little space there? I'm going to make one more cluster of this. I'm going to put you back over here. Janice is saying the daisy button in tangerine would
Ooh.
look great. Do you want to grab that one too, Miranda?
The what?
The daisy button in tangerine.
Oh, good idea.
I'm going to put another lemon and I'm going to put it. Do I want another lemon?
Hang on, we have the daisy in like 50 colors.
I know, so many daisies, so little time. Maybe I need another banana. Maybe that's the answer.
Banana.
2 bananas. 2 bananas is always the answer, I think.
99 bananas.
Yeah, see, look at, here's the orange,
Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
right?
That's a lovely color too.
It is such a good color. And orange, you know, I don't use a lot of orange, but I sure like orange. Like, I think that orange can really, like, look at the pops of orange that are in that bracelet that you're making, Danielle. Those pops of orange really,
I love
really
it.
work out nicely.
I think when you need orange, you need orange. you
Yeah,
know?
no, 100%. I'm going to put this little banana on. I want to use another.
Oh,
Speaking of orange, I'm going to put the orange seed beads on here.
did I give you one of these?
Let me see. What did Miranda grab? Oh, that's also pretty.
The volcano.
This one, the volcano. That's real
Oh.
pretty.
Oh, that one's nice.
It's such a good button. Take a little stroll through our check glass buttons. You know, check glass buttons, we get new styles in periodically because the way that check glass buttons, and you've heard me talk about this before, the way that they're made is they're made just like the check glass beads, and they use different glass, and sometimes they use old glass, sometimes they use new glass, and the coatings are sometimes different. So between like lot to lot, sometimes you don't, even if it says, oh, it's the same one or whatever, there is a little bit sometimes of color change, you know, because that's just the way it is with glass beads and buttons.
Yeah,
Oh,
especially something like that. They're handmade, right? So they're going to be really unique and different, each one.
Look at how cute that little fruit. Someone's saying call these Fruit Loops, the little fruit loop. Look at how cute that is there. I think I've settled on making kind of like 3 little loops and kind of have them cascade down. So, and I still want to maybe try and incorporate this into chain. So maybe I'll just dangle it from chain. I could also put these on. I'm going to test it before I go with this head pin completely. I want to test dangling these little fruits from chain too. Because sometimes you just have to test it out. Let me move Danielle back in. Sorry. There we go. I like that one. There's 2 limes on this strand that are green.
Oh, yes. This one and this one. Those are my favorite ones. I love
Me too. And then do you have a banana that's kind of green?
No, they were all kind of either bright yellow or some of these goldens.
Because I have a banana on mine. It looks a little green. I don't know. Maybe it's, see this one?
Oh, that one's cute. Did I have a green? Oh, you know what? I do. Look, check it out. I used it.
Oh, you did use it. Yes, there you go.
He disappeared on me.
Yeah. I like that a lot.
So cute.
This is making me want to have bananas Foster.
Mm.
Have you had bananas Foster as a dessert, Danielle?
Is that the one they light on fire?
It is the one they light on fire.
I love that.
We've made it here during the holidays. We have a little plate that we make it on. And for our Christmas party, we made bananas Foster with all of us here. Wasn't it fun?
It was super
Miranda?
fun and delicious.
It was. We were doing all of our flaming in the living room all at the same time, or in the dining room all at the same time, but I wasn't afraid.
I just think that's so fun.
I was not. The dining table was one giant flame. I got that from my mom. She loves flambe bananas Foster. Yeah, look at how cute. So now, let me show you. Here's my other little banana with the orange kind of flowers over the top. And I'm going to wire wrap it, make my little loop on the top. And then I want to talk about this chain. We've got the smooth sailing chain in, and by accident, we got some shiny gold. So I had Miranda put it up. It's right number 1 in just in. It goes with the rest of our smooth sailing chain, but it's a bright gold, not a Hamilton gold. So, oh, I love it. Flambe like a lady. It is true. Solder like a lady. Flambe like a lady too. Here we go. So see, I mean, this is kind of cool, putting them all on this head pin like this. But I do want to get a piece of that smooth sailing chain. We just put it up. 1, 2, how many of these little guys do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to cut 7 links. And I'm going to get some jump rings. Where did my gold jump rings box? It's over there. I'll put this here so you can kind of see all of these together. Look at how cute they are. Oh,
That's
so
the cutest charms ever. I love that.
So good. Let me get some gold jump rings. And I don't know, use whatever size jump rings you have. Let me see what I have. Here's my jump ring box right here. I have some, what are these? I think the 6mm 18 gauge might be a little bit big. I think I'm going to go for 5 millimeter 18 gauge. I think I like the look of that. You put those out. And let me get my 2 pliers here. I'm going to use a pair of chain nose, and then I've got these Xuron, the angle ones that I like. I'm going to go ahead and put one of these on. I'm going to put one at the bottom. And I'm going to make it the banana. Then I'm going to skip one. And see, I'm going to put that little strawberry on next. So I'll go through that loop I made, and I'll go through that next link. Okay, I'm skipping the small link on there. And so that's on that side. Now I'm going to come to this side. I think I'll put the lemon on this side of the chain right here. Okay.
I love that little lemon. He's so cute.
I know, such a cute little lemon.
I would just put that on an ear wire and wear it.
Right? And these would be cute as tiny earrings. You don't have to make these like a giant statement earring like I'm making. Oh, okay, come on now. Look at how cute these are.
Aww.
These are dangling. Let me put on another. Maybe I want them to dangle a little closer. So I'm going to actually put the orange down there. And I can always make more, but I just want to test out and see what this cluster looks like. Because I liked it on the head pin, but I also like having movement. So see, the strawberries on this side, I'm going to come in, I'll put the orange on the other side. And then I'm going to come up here, and I've got the banana, and I'll put the banana on this empty side over here. Get that, open it, put it through, put that through that side, and close it. And let's see what it looks like dangle-wise. I want to hold it up. Let me do this. Look at how cute that looks.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
Can you see that, Danielle? I feel like I want this to be a little fuller. So I'll make a few more, but I could also make it dangle a little bit longer on the chain. Yeah, look at how fun those are. That I think is actually what I was looking for.
That's the coolest. And just by itself, it's amazing. And if you wanted to go really out, you could like be that with suspends from the hoop.
Right. No, exactly. And so I'm going to add, this is just 5 right here. So I'm going to make a couple more. And then you could also add like a few like little smaller beads or whatever, right? So you can make it as full as you want. Right? Really fun. So let me show what you've got going on there. Look at that.
A little snag. I grabbed an extra bead, but I made a discovery that this clustering really works nicely with a top drill and not so great with a center or a through drill bead.
Okay, right.
So I'm down to 3.
Well,
but I really want one more cluster.
Right. Well, just end it with 3, right? No one's going to notice.
Yeah, because if I need to get it really, I want to get it out a little bit further to like closer to 6.5. So when I do the button, that will be like a 7.
Right.
So I would recommend doing 9.
9 knots
in between. Yeah, I wish I'd done that. Let's see what happens with 3.
Yeah. And you could always get 2 strands too. I mean, because then you'll have enough for some earrings,
Exactly. Yeah.
as well as the as the bracelet.
And the other thing I tried here at the bottom that I think actually, if I could change it, if I had more, would do different. I was not using 2 bananas in any cluster, except for here at the bottom. You see how
Right.
just 1 banana per cluster was kind of the winner. And then when I ran out, I started doing that. And I'm not sure that's the look I'm going for.
Right. I'm going to use this other orange. This is a nice kind of light orange color there. That's really terrific. And I could just make some charms, like if I felt there was enough seed beads on these, I could just come in and make a few more just wire wrapped without the seed beads. But the seed beads are so fun.
They really are. They're gorgeous.
Yeah, it really kind of adds a little bit to it, I think. Maybe I'll make this one a little bit smaller. I'm going to do that one with the blue flower. But yeah, I think I was influenced to make these to mix these with seed beads because I was looking up some ideas with fruit beads or things like that. And there was a lot of like vintage little charms and stuff that had seed beads and things with them. So I think that's what had been starting to plant a seed in my mind.
Well, it's a wonderful seed to plant, and that grew a beautiful fruit cascade.
Yeah, well, it was kind of fun. And the seed beads were right there with your box. I think that looks great.
I think it's getting there. The length is good, so let's just
Yeah.
check. Let me double check that length now and see what I've got. I've got almost one more knot here.
And I think adding, whatever button you decide to add, that is a way that you can really kind of personalize it. You could use a metal button or a glass button or even make a toggle out of a bead or something.
Yeah, exactly. And in fact, I could put a little more length on this end, and then, I wonder if I have a button. I have a memory of a bracelet that's sitting over here.
Oh, I'll switch this up and I'll show you. I'll put this in. This does have a very spring, summer kind of feel to it too, which I love. There we go. Look at that little blue.
No more buttons here.
Right. Terry, this is a cool idea. Terry is saying we could make this like a fruit tree that has all different kinds of fruit. This would really be fun, like to do a little mini, like when Emily did her holiday tree. That would be fun to make a little branch and put all of these on there. Make a fun pendant kind of thing or a brooch as well. Yeah, there we go. That's looking good. Clip this off. And I'll add this to the link. I think I'm going to add it right. Let me lay this out. So that's there. That's there.
No luck on the buttons. I thought I had something. Well, I wonder what I could do. Something like that would work.
Let's see. Let me put you towards the center.
I should look at the loop size. Oh,
Yeah,
maybe.
that would work. Is that from the table cut strand?
It is. It's the one that looks like this. I cut it up, but it has, I think you have it.
Yeah.
Like just random beads.
Oh, that's not even the table cut strand that's in your box.
No, it's a different one. It's one
Yeah.
that came in another design.
Yeah.
But I think it could work. I'm not sure.
I think it could.
I'm gonna just quickly see if you guys have it, because I think you do.
Yeah, we do. I think we have something really similar. But in your table cut strand that came with the box, there are some great, I know you use these in a lot of different projects, but you've got that really cute one with the flower. You have just the flower, just that plain flower one.
Yeah.
Oh, and that brand is called Spring Bouquet, that you have there, Danielle.
Oh, this one?
Mm-hmm.
Spring Bouquet. Okay. Yeah. Well, I liked it because it had the red.
Yeah, I like it. Go ahead and use that.
Use that? Okay.
Yeah, why not?
I cut up the one that came with the box already. I don't have it in there.
Right.
But what a great idea to use a button, though. I do like the button idea.
Yeah, but you can use just about anything. I think this wants to move up. And so will you just kind of put it on the end? How are you going to attach that? What are you thinking?
Let's see. So I can really only get one strand through it.
Mm-hmm.
So if I don't mind the thread showing, I can, because my usual trick is I bring something like this through a button shank.
Right.
And then flip it back.
So you can't put 2 strands of that seal-on through?
I wonder if I could. Maybe if I'm determined I can.
Because if you go through the opposite direction, maybe not though, it may not fit. But I'm wondering and then you could leave the other 2 out and you could tie it underneath, but I don't know if that will really work.
Yeah. I wonder if it would.
I know at this point I like will it in my head. I'm like, you will go through.
Like, yes, it must.
But you could also wire wrap that button.
Oh, you're right. And then I can just go loop through.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's see. 22 gauge.
Yeah, why not? Janice is saying bring the second strand in the opposite direction and then macrame up the length. I'm not real sure.
Yeah, that was my original plan with the button, was to go.
Yeah.
I can actually, you know what
That
would
would
work? This might be a little bit over the top, but what if I used one of the heart charm?
I was thinking about that heart charm, honestly.
I could still dangle this, but what if the heart charm, both strands easily go through that?
Right.
And then what Janice is saying is you just bring this back up like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you just macrame over all 4.
And you'd use the charm as the button?
Yeah.
Oh.
So pretend that's a button shank if for someone who wants to do a button.
Right. That makes sense.
And then just start square knotting.
Because that heart charm, and we have it in so many different finishes too. We've got it in the turquoise too. And then we have the red one in gold also. But it really looks cool with that, I think.
Oh, the turquoise with the gold would look so neat.
Yeah, it would look really pretty.
And then here you just get I'm going to get a few going and then I'll tighten all that up.
Yeah. No, I love it.
Then you can just trim it, burn it, and you've got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, this is fun. I think this is coming together. But that bracelet is really a home run, Danielle.
Thank you.
It's what I wanted to happen, but I couldn't quite get that last step.
I feel like this was your idea, though, honestly, because
Well, no, it was a team effort. At best, I think. I think you really elevated it.
the fun
Yeah.
part was trying to find my Ceylon stash earlier.
Right?
Because I knew I had a ton of it, and I dug and found the jackpot.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah, I love the way these little fruit just kind of make a nice little vintage vignette. I'm going to do one more strawberry.
Almost got this here.
Yeah, great. I also think that we could add some of, we just launched our bicone crystals. And so you could add a little bit of crystal into here if you wanted to, into that earring.
Oh, yeah.
That would look great. I like that idea too.
Just giving it some wind here.
Yeah, I love that idea with the charm as the closure. I don't know that I've ever done that.
And the other thing it could become is a bag charm, because this loop could just go over there, maybe like a
Right.
something that attaches to the handle of a purse.
Right. And bag
the
charms
charm
are still really current. Yeah, really cute idea.
Like a what's it called? A carabiner?
Yeah.
You could go through that loop at the top, and
Yeah, we have some of our jumbo lobster claws too, would look really good.
oh yeah.
With that. Oh yeah, this needed just one more little strawberry. Then I'm gonna put it on an ear wire and put it in my ear.
All right, I think that looks pretty good. Tighten that up.
I love it. That's one of the things I really love working with, or working in tandem or brainstorming together. It's just so much fun. Yeah, that, I love it. I'm going to get my ear wire. Oh, look at how great that looks, Danielle. I'm going to highlight that for everybody so everybody can really see it. Really nice.
So I'll just burn these ends, and then when you finish your square knots, do you just burn the side too?
You know, I do. Some people like to wind them back through, but I am a thread burner. I just like to put
Me
that,
too.
just do the thread burner and just call it a day, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, thread burn time. Always fun.
Thread burn time. And I want everybody to see your bracelet up close too when we're done, because that's the one you just did. And people are already posting theirs, Danielle.
Oh, really? They're
The bead table. I don't know if you've seen
the earrings. I
but
haven't seen
yeah, someone did the bracelet already.
wow.
And it
Because
looks-
you mean this one here?
yeah.
Oh, because I'm teaching that one tomorrow.
Yeah, I think someone
Someone knew from looking at it.
yeah, jumped up because I think you've got your pattern posted already, right?
Yeah, I have the loom pattern, but I didn't finish I just now this morning finished the illustrations for this
Mm, mhm.
attaching the finding
Great.
and the fringe, the little
Great.
fringy edges.
Yeah, I think it was the bracelet. I think people are just taking those ideas and running.
I love that.
Yeah, I do too. Very nice.
There we go.
Look at that. And Danielle, you're using a lighter instead of a thread burner, right?
For this particular thing, I do prefer a lighter. Yeah. Because the thread burner was getting really damaged by cord.
Right.
So
I like melting. I do the same thing. I use a lighter and I like to melt it in, and it really melts so it doesn't come apart. Look, Danielle.
I love it.
Just, it's so cute.
Hoping this fits. I should have tested that first.
Well, as we say, not as we do. So make sure it slides in. It will.
Bag charm. It will fit. Yeah, I just have to make it fit.
Yeah. Let me show you. I've got the earring on here.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it goes with my headscarf. Very Carmen Miranda. I love it. So double check. Let me get your wrist up there. Yeah, look at that. And is the length about right?
The length would work if I could get the charm through it.
Through it, yeah.
But other than that, I feel like for a prototype, that wasn't bad.
No, not at all. So yeah, just make sure and check that loop. And so you could start, choose your button or whatever so that you can check it after you make the loop that it goes through. But it really looks great. And this is a great bag charm.
This
too,
is. Yeah.
right? Really great.
I have a feeling that's what it's going to be for me because I don't want to take it apart. I love it too much.
Yeah,
so
I
just
love
get
it
a new
too.
one and make a new one to become a bracelet.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, you know what else I could do? Oh my goodness. I could just put a jump ring and a lobster claw.
Yeah, you could. Just put a clasp on it.
Oh my goodness.
There you go. Love it.
Something in here. Yeah. I will figure it out.
Yeah. And just a jump ring and lobster claw would look great.
Yeah, it would. I might have one floating around. So yeah, anything's going to work there.
Yeah, anything will work. Danielle, I love it. This was a great brainstorming sesh.
Yeah, definitely.
And look at what we came up with. I love it. I'll put, here we go. There it is. Janice was asking, can you take the loop through the last banana or will it slip out? I think the banana will slip.
I think the original idea I had was to have the end with like a bunch of different fruit and then feed them one by one through.
Which would look really cute.
Which would look really cool, but I wonder if the answer for that would be to suspend them somehow from something.
Yeah. But you could always, if you wanted to do that, you could get your 2 strands. You would have enough to do earrings and you'd have enough to do that bracelet as well. And I love how the charm looks on the end. I think it's really fun.
I'm really glad that is what ended up happening. Because it works out so nice. And the red has grown on me too. Like I feel like
it really has. And what a kind comment. Valerie, thank you so much. Many thanks. For such a delightful and inspiring session. Your creativity with beadwork is remarkable. My goodness.
Thank you, Valerie.
Generous hints and tips you shared. Love you both. Well, we love you right back, my friend. Thank you so much. That really made my day. Love it.
Mine too.
Love it. Well, Danielle, will you put your bracelet under the camera one more time and talk about when that's coming up?
Oh, yeah. So this is tomorrow. 2 o'clock p.m. Pacific. And it's the Wild Loom class.
Love it. And I love how you used those half moons on the back. Really great. We have those half moons. We have more of them. If you want to pick up some more that are not in the box, we've got a ton of the, well, not a ton, but we have some of the box extras, and including the that half circle in gold. I was thinking about using the half circle in gold, honestly, to do some brick stitch from, and then suspending some of the fruit from the brick stitch as well. So
Ooh.
I'm still thinking it through, because I love those half circles are so cool.
I love them too. They're really great ideas for them.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of versatile applications.
It's a nice substantial clasp too. And I love how you did that looming with the loom. And is this going to be a live session, or
Yeah,
you
I decided to do it live. I have a whole sample loom ready to go with the warps still hanging out, so I can show you how to go from the crazy threadness to this.
Great.
And
You're
show-
always so well prepared, Danielle.
Oh, thank you.
Well,
This was one I almost recorded this one, but I had it ready, so I thought, okay, we'll do that. But the Monday one's recorded for the macrame.
recorded. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you can find the links to the broadcast. It's up on the Bead Shop YouTube channel, as well as Danielle's YouTube channel. You can set yourself a notification, and you can bead along live with Danielle tomorrow. You can also rewatch it on, as a rebroadcast whenever you need to, to refer to it, as well as there are links on the Neon Notebook page, links to all of the tutorials. If you just go to the homepage, go to Danielle's project boxes, and you'll see everything there. Links to the essentials, links to the tutorials, links to the boxes we have remaining, and of course, links to the extras from the boxes as well. So there's lots of support there for you.
Yeah, it's so great. Yeah.
Yeah, really fun. Really, really great. Well, Danielle, I'll put you up. Why don't you go ahead and switch your camera? While you're doing that, I'll give one more look to this earring. Super fun. I'm going to make the other one. This is just what I wanted. This is just how I wanted it to look. So I'm pretty excited that this actually all came out.
Oh, I love that so
With
much.
the little seed beads. It's really fun. It kind of has a kooky vintage kind of flair to it. Well, thank you, Danielle, for everything. As always, I couldn't have done this project without you.
Love it. I had so much fun.
What great inspiration. Well, we'll be back as always next week. I am well, stay tuned to the newsletter. You'll see what's going on. I love it. Terry's saying what a great Fruity Friday. It really was.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you so much. And thanks for that inspiration. And I'll see you all next week.
See you then.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.